So at Focus Real Estate, one of the questions we get all the time is how much does it cost to finish a basement? So today we thought we would come to a basement that's partially done to discuss some of the variables that go into determining how much it costs to finish a basement. Hey guys, it's Kailee Ackerman here with the Central Park Scoop and Focus Real Estate. So one of the questions that we get all the time is how much does it cost to finish a basement? Well, there's three different kind of paths to finishing a basement, and so I kind of want to point those three out to you. One would be to do it yourself. Now, you could pull permits or not. You're not paying for the labor, but you still have to buy all the materials, and let's face it, most of us just are not able to do that. My dad and I did it years ago. It was some great bonding time, but it took a long time, and I don't think that that's the path most people are going to take. Another path is having the builder do it for you. So if you're already building a house, usually there's an option to include a finished basement. Actually, that is a very cost-effective way of doing it if you compare it to the next option we're going to talk about. But you have a lot less flexibility. They usually have one standard floor plan that you can choose and maybe the option to add a wet bar, but that's about the extent of it. You can't move anything around. So the third option is if you already own the home and you're wanting to finish a basement that's just never been finished, you hire a contractor and you go from there. That's where we're going to spend the majority of this video today. So you've decided to finish a basement in a home that you already own. The first thing that we would always recommend doing is getting multiple bids. You want to make sure that you're comfortable with the person who's doing the work, that you feel like you have good communication with them, you're on the same page, and you also kind of want to know, where does the price point they're quoting me fall? Is it way more expensive than others? Is it super cheap? Because maybe that's not always the best thing either. So we definitely recommend getting a couple of bids before you move forward. So let's start talking some numbers. In general, in a finished basement, we see a lot of people looking for one bedroom, one bathroom, and then kind of an open rec area that you can use however you want. And in this neighborhood, we're in Central Park in Denver. In this neighborhood, the average pricing we see is roughly $45,000 to $65,000 to do that in a basement. Now, if you do it through the builder, maybe it's a little bit less, or if you don't want the bathroom in there, you could probably get it done for less. But in general, we're looking at $45,000 to $65,000 for a standard basement finish here in Central Park. So $45,000 to $65,000, unfortunately, can almost just be the starting point. So beyond that, there's all sorts of extras that you can add in to customize the space to fit what you and your family need. We're going to walk you through a few of those right now. The first one would be cabinetry. Do you need a place to hide all of your kids' games and stuff? Maybe you want to build in some custom cabinetry. That's going to take your price point up. As we round this way, this area is a viewing area. This particular basement does not have AV equipment, but if you're someone that wants the surround sound, massive setup for the game, that's going to increase the price of your basement as well. The flooring. So that $45,000 to $65,000 is typically for carpet downstairs. If you want to put down LVP like this, that's usually going to up the price, not just because of the cost of material, but also there's some leveling that goes in to make sure the basement concrete floor is perfectly flat before you install it. Continuing on, lighting. If you want accent lighting of any sort, that's going to up your price, not just because of the fixtures, but because of all the wiring that goes into that. If you want a dry bar or a wet bar, more cabinetry, more countertops, appliances, more plumbing, all of that stuff is going to take the price up. Then some of the less fun things that people forget about is HVAC. So we talked about with the builder, you can't necessarily change the layout of the basement, but when you do it with a contractor, you can. So you can move some of the HVAC if necessary, or, as is the case in this one, if a water heater isn't sufficient to provide the whole house, you might need to add in a second tankless hot water heater in order to have enough hot water for all of the different bathrooms and stuff in the whole house. This section, you can't tell from the stuff they have here, but if this is going to be an exercise area, you'll want to budget for the fact that you might want custom flooring gym mats installed, or mirrors, or a ballet bar, whatever you're planning to do in your workout space. That'll up the price as well. Coming back this way, some people like to customize, add in accents like a barn door. Or I see a ton of really fun kiddie forts underneath the stairs and stuff, right? Maybe accent woodwork, a feature wall. All of those things are going to increase the price as well. So when we're talking that $45,000 to $65,000 range, that is again for just kind of a basic but nice finished basement. If you wanted to add on all of these other things, that can take the price point all the way up to $100,000 or more. So make sure that you design the basement the way that your family needs it, and you keep all of those things in mind to keep the budget where you want the budget. So hopefully that quick walkthrough of this basement that's partially finished helps you understand a little bit of what goes into finishing a basement and why that is such a loaded question. How much it costs to finish a basement can have a huge range on it. Our team has done a lot of these ourselves in our own homes, as well as helped our clients. So if you need any recommendations for contractors or just materials, places to go to pick out finishes, things like that, feel free to reach out to us. My contact info is in this post, and we'd be happy to help give you some referrals. Take care.